What if the ancient prophecies that I am reading are not just stories or myths, but are history that is already happening to humanity? The concept of predicting the future, based on revelations or otherwise, has been a fascination of mankind for centuries. These prophecies, which seem so enshrouded in the air of mystery and suspense, have left us with our imaginations running wild. At the same time, glancing around at the contemporary world, we are presented with some of these prophecies as shocking. In this era of political upheaval, natural calamities, and extraordinary technological developments, it appears that we are on the verge of massive change. Could our era's turmoil and accomplishments be replicating historical predictions? Join us on the ride as we look at 10 predictions that appear to be nearing fulfillment. From the emergence of a powerful new leader to the spread of a catastrophic plague, these ancient prophecies may hold the key to understanding our present and future. Prepare to be amazed and probably a little unsettled as we explore the predictions that may be shaping our world today. The rise of a new monarch. It was a year of ups and downs for the royal family of Britain, with King Charles III suffering from many health problems, including cancer. In this chaotic environment, a prophecy made by the 16th century French astrologer Michel de Nostradamus, better known as Nostradamus, has emerged from the pages of the book to spread tension. Nostradamus wrote the book Les Prophecies, which was published in 1555. In this book, there are 942 predictions regarding the future, and one of them seems to be the problems being faced by King Charles's monarchy at the moment. Nostradamus' predictions have long amazed people due to their amazing accuracy. His forecast that Queen Elizabeth II would die at the age of 96 gained a lot of attention, especially since it seemed to have come true. His prophecies about the fate of her successor, King Charles III, have raised serious concerns. Nostradamus predicted that King Charles' reign would end quickly, maybe through abdication or some other form of removal, due to public discontent. This prophetic message has been viewed by scholars as meaning that even though King Charles was designated to be a king, he could be overthrown. This time, there was another shocking announcement that has put the royal family under even further stress. The Princess of Wales, Kate Middleton, has been diagnosed with cancer too. This became apparent when rumors circulated that a photo of the princess and her kids had been altered, prompting Kensington Palace to make a public statement about the matter. Kate Middleton had abdominal surgery in January, and she is currently undergoing preventative cancer treatment. These private tragedies within the royal family have added to the already pervasive fear and uncertainty brought on by King Charles's health problems and Nostradamus's foreboding prophecies. Another fascinating aspect of Nostradamus' prophecy is the mention of a successor who never expected to be king. This has given rise to rumors that Prince Harry, who left his position as a royal and moved to the US with his wife Meghan Markle, could become the heir apparent at any time. While the prince has willingly stepped down from his royal responsibilities and is now living away from the United Kingdom, this part of Nostradamus' prophecy hints at Harry being a key figure in the king's realm in the future. Considering that Prince William, the sibling of Prince Harry, is currently the presumptive heir, this prospect appears unlikely. However, the possibility that Prince Harry might reappear and take the throne raises the suspense and mystery surrounding the future of the royal family. The internal dynamics of the royal family can be paralleled with the prophetic material within the book, as well as in other historical literature. For example, the Book of Revelation contains a prophecy of a great leader who will gather all nations to establish a time of war and hardship for the believers. Likewise, Nostradamus forecasted the emergence of an ambitious ruler who would be president and warrior, causing disturbances in harmony. Given the current state of global political and social affairs, it has been suggested that we might be standing on the brink of watching history's most prophetic event come to pass. Hence, it is possible to state that the internal turbulence in the British royal family can also be viewed as the theme of a small-scale but perfect drama with new leaders and changes. With the development of the events surrounding the British royal family, those prophecies by Nostradamus are insightful realities. Whether these prophecies will be fulfilled is yet to be seen, but they bring some more mystery and drama to an already dramatic period of the monarchy. The coming months and years will reveal whether Nostradamus' prediction of the future is right, which will impact the future of the British royal family and, possibly, the world. Solar tsunami. Baba Vanga, the famous prophet known for her numerous predictions, has once again caught the public's attention with a strange forecast for the year a solar storm of historic magnitude. This forecast, painting quite a bleak picture of the future, adds to the idea that the Earth, our home, may be facing an impending catastrophe that can push humanity to the precipice of a brand new dark ages. Solar storms are defined as disturbances from the sun that release energy in the form of electrical charges, magnetic fields, and radiation to the Earth. Such storms as flare, aurora, or the northern lights look like natural beauties, but in actual sense, they are very destructive. The kind of solar storm Baba Vanga forecasted is said to be as destructive as billions of nuclear bombs and capable of disrupting most forms of modern technology. Dr. Erica Palmerio, a leading figure in the area of space weather science, has previously warned of an impending period of heightened solar activity this year. She also notes that a magnetic filament on the solar equator contains numerous field lines and may be prime for an eruption. If one were to erupt, it might send waves of solar energy our way, resulting in a surge of electromagnetic activity. But if that surge does reach us, it will also mess with various technical systems, up to and including power grids and GPS signals. The effect could even be a global blackout and communication failure, effectively pushing humanity back to the Dark Ages. Solar storms are part of a natural cycle called the solar maximum, which happens about every 11 years. These are the times when the sun is most active, increasing the chance of solar flares and coronal mass ejections. Such solar maximums have not caused widespread alarm in the past. But this time we are more exposed, as our civilization is far more dependent on technology than ever before. If a significant solar storm were to hit the planet, it would dampen much of our technological infrastructure, with cascading failures shutting down almost every aspect of life. Such an event could have extremely serious consequences. Think of a world where electricity, which is the glue that holds our society together nowadays, vanished instantly. Hospitals would be without electricity. Telecommunications would fail, and all forms of transportation might become immobilized in the absence of energy. The social costs could be even greater than the startling economic ones. It would be much more difficult to get clean drinking water, food, or medication without power, thereby leading to a never-before-witnessed humanitarian crisis due to a lack of access to these necessities in such proportions. It's hard to tell if the sun's forecasted solar flares will actually move in the direction of Earth, but that's enough to be afraid of. Scientists are monitoring the sun closely to predict and minimize any possible harm. Nevertheless, the room for action is limited. The sun is huge and unpredictable, so our ability to affect its movement is restricted. Baba Vanga predicted that our technology is delicate. Even though we have achieved a lot in the field of technology, we remain prone to nature's awe. If we experienced the kind of solar storm that Baba Vanga predicted, we would be forced to acknowledge our vulnerability to these forces. This risk would force us to confront the realization of how much we depend on it once more. Our capacity to anticipate and withstand solar storms will only increase as we advance and invest in research and infrastructure. By doing this, we can avert Baba Vanga's terrible prophecy and maintain the resilience of our society against cosmic threats. The sign of the red heifer. The birth of a rare red cow catches the eye and the thoughts of many in religious circles, mainly among Jews and Christians focused on the end times. The Old Testament says the ashes of a red cow are needed for cleansing rituals to purify the Israelites from coming into contact with death. This act is linked to the rebuilding of the temple in Jerusalem, a main part of the end times belief. 9 red heifers were only sacrificed in Jewish history since the time of Moses, according to Rabbi Maimonides. The 10th shall be sacrificed by the Messiah, marking a very critical prophetic point. The birth of a red heifer is always a source of excitement for many because it is believed that it may be a sign that the Messiah is about to come and that the temple is to be rebuilt within a short time, according to this belief. The Temple Institute, an organization dedicated to reconstructing the temple, just announced that 5 pristine red heifers arrived from Texas to Israel on September 15, 2022. Many saw this as a significant step toward fulfilling biblical prophecy. According to the Mosaic Law, the red heifer must be without flaw, have never carried a yoke, and be used in a unique sacrificial ritual performed outside the camp. The ashes from this sacrifice are essential for the cleansing process, hence, the arrival of such a heifer is a major event for those who believe end-of-the-world prophecies will be fulfilled. A red heifer's birth does not immediately result in prophetic fulfillment, which is an important point to remember. Among eschatological futurists, there is a belief that a third temple will be built in Jerusalem and that a red calf is a requirement for purification under their laws. This suggests that there should have been a temple open at that time. This is indicated in the prophecy made by Jesus regarding the abomination of desolation during the time of tribulation. Red heifers were considered a cause for celebration by Christians. Besides, the return of Jesus does not depend on this animal. A vital Christian prophecy may occur at any time, so the red heifer does not have to be a prerequisite. This prophecy implies that there will not be any other sign of Christ's return except for it being near. The ultimate sacrifice of Christ is foreshadowed by the red heifer ritual. Jesus was crucified outside of Jerusalem, just like the red heifer, which had to be sure to be offered outside the camp. The ashes from the red heifer used in ceremonial purification are symbolic of the greater purification obtained through Christ's sacrifice, which removes the guilt and defilement of sins and leads to everlasting life. The fourth wave of innovation. Michio Kaku, a well-known theoretical physicist, has one of the most groundbreaking scientific predictions. He foresees a future where progress in nanomedicine will alter our struggle with severe illnesses such as Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and many cancer forms. Although there are currently no effective treatments for these illnesses, Kaku thinks that the development of magic bullets molecular-level medications that precisely target damaged cells will completely transform the way we practice medicine. With this breakthrough in nanotechnology, we will be able to target individual cancer cells with unprecedented precision. Imagine a time when our toilets served as our first line of defense against cancer and evolved into cutting-edge diagnostic tools. Kaku sees this happening because, even before a tumor forms, our body fluids carry the telltale signs of cancer. Only a few hundred cells make up cancer colonies, which can exist in the body for up to 10 years before developing into visible tumors. The incorporation of DNA chips into commonplace objects, such as toilets, could enable the detection of cancerous cells through their normal physiological processes, providing years ahead of time for detection and treatment planning. According to this vision, the term tumor will become obsolete in the future. Being able to identify cancer at such an early stage allows for action to be taken years before the disease becomes more serious. Just as we now take the once fatal flu for granted, our descendants will struggle to comprehend the horror and devastation that cancer entails today. If early detection is possible and medical progress continues in this direction, cancer may begin to resemble less deadly illnesses like the common cold, which is caused by multiple rhinovirus strains. In a broader scientific revolution termed by Kaku as the fourth wave of innovation, the first wave was powered by the laws of thermodynamics, which produced steam engines and industrial machinery, while the second one harnessed electromagnetism, thus leading to electricity, light bulbs, and telecommunications. The third wave introduced the era of high technology through transistors and lasers. The current fourth wave is characterized by molecular advances, fueled by the combination of artificial intelligence and biotechnology. This fourth wave is expected to drastically alter the job market economy in addition to evolving healthcare. Medical treatments for age-related illnesses will be in greater demand as the baby boomer generation becomes older. This group will encourage investment and innovation in medical research and treatment, especially in treating diseases like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's, thanks to its high level of disposable income. Kaku's prophecy goes beyond diagnosing cancer. According to his predictions, artificial intelligence and nanotechnology will transform the way we treat many different diseases in the future. Treatments personalized to each patient's genetic profile will be available in this era of precision medicine, increasing effectiveness and lowering negative effects. AI and biotechnology working together will enable more precise diagnosis, individualized therapies, and even preventive actions that could increase life expectancy and enhance quality of life. Change in Earth's orbit. In 2023, people were curious and nervous about Baba Vanga's prophecy of an impending shift in Earth's orbit. Although the prediction was initially dismissed as improbable, it raised concerns about the vulnerability of Earth's orbit and the potential consequences of such a development. The position of the Earth in its stable orbit around the Sun is crucial for the support of life, but even small changes could have a significant impact on the climate or geology. Vanga's prophecy states that if we do not take precautions, we will face severe consequences that are probably bad in nature and will ultimately lead to a disaster. What might occur if Earth moves closer to or away from the Sun is a big concern. As we get closer, our planet may receive more solar radiation, which would raise temperatures and damage ecosystems. However, going farther away could result in colder weather, which could lead to longer ice ages in some areas. These changes could disrupt agriculture, alter significant ocean currents that regulate climate, and have an impact on global weather patterns that impact billions of people. Changes in Earth's orbit aren't entirely far-fetched in science. These shifts could plausibly be caused over long periods by events such as impacts by asteroids or forces from celestial bodies. Our increased awareness of these cosmic shifts is demonstrated by developments in space exploration and near-Earth object monitoring. Scientists keep a close eye on Earth's orbit and gravitational interactions to spot any changes that could align with prophetic visions similar to Baba Vanga's. This blending of science and prehistoric prophecies challenges our understanding of the interconnections of the universe and the vulnerability of our planet within it. The return of the 12th Imam. In Shia Islam, the reappearance of the Mahdi, or the 12th Imam, is regarded as a major prophecy. In particular, 12 Shiites are eagerly anticipating his arrival in the Middle East, which is currently experiencing a significant upheaval. According to the Shia faith, there is a widespread belief that the Mahdi went into hiding and lost sight back in 941 CE. When confusion and oppression are at their highest, people look forward to his arrival because he will return to restore justice shortly before the Day of Judgment. Throughout history, there have been many movements and ideas regarding the imminent return of the Mahdi, which have resulted in political challenges and claims against prominent religious and political figures. In recent times, political Mahdism has become more popular in some countries, like Iraq and Iran. These leaders and groups have taken advantage of this by either attracting support for their ideas or challenging the established power structures. Leaders like Muqtada al-Sadr in Iraq and President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad of Iran have openly discussed the Mahdi issue in their speeches and actions. Ahmadinejad's rule had strong messianic overtones. When he was president, he saw conflicts as divinely ordained and thought of Mahdism as a global philosophy. Similar to this, Muqtada al-Sadr's Mahdi army has consistently united under the Mahdi name among other Iraqi factions, resisting both foreign intervention and traditional Shia clerical rule. Rather than the Quran itself, Hadith literature provides the majority of the theological foundation for Mahdism. These traditions foretell the return of the Mahdi to battle evil and establish a righteous and morally upright government. Natural calamities and social unrest are seen by Shia thinkers as indicators of the Mahdi's impending return and should be noted in advance of his appearance. These interpretations can run counter to those of the Orthodox Shia leadership, which seeks to control and temper the community's messianic fervor. Mahdism becomes more militant in areas like southern Iraq and Basra in particular, where it is associated with groups such as the supporters of Imam Mahdi, whose leadership typically consists of people like Ahmad al-Hassan. These groups gain significant regional support by sowing their quests onto broader apocalyptic scenarios that appeal to disillusioned youth in addition to confronting ruling Shia officials. Even though traditional Shia clergymen oppose the use of Mahdism in politics, many people find hope in a savior who preaches justice and salvation during times of chaos and conflict. This idea basically illustrates how Shia society's desire for strong leaders and spiritual beliefs converge with the pursuit of fair treatment. The concept of Mahdism's rebirth is a theological one that draws from Shia traditions as well as contemporary shifts in politics and popular expectations. It is clear that last-hour signs and gathering people together are still important for influencing populations and having political conversations, especially in the Middle East and other parts of the world. The impact of these movements on the stability of nations and the authority of religion will continue to be closely examined by experts in Islamic studies and international relations as long as they thrive. The spread of a deadly plague. For centuries, predictions of diseases that could wipe out entire populations have caused humanity to live in constant fear of a deadly plague. The 16th century French astrologer and purported seer Nostradamus is most known for his prophecies, which include warnings of impending natural disasters, wars, and plagues. His prophecies, which were written down and published in a book titled The Prophecies, have long captured people's attention. Traveling widely, Nostradamus studied herbal remedies and worked as an apothecary before training as a physician and treating plague patients in France and Italy. He is said to have had a psychic awakening during this period, which inspired him to practice occultism and make prophecies. Many important historical events, such as the French Revolution, the ascent of Napoleon, and the creation of the atomic bomb, have been attributed to Nostradamus by admirers of his writings. Many historical events have been compared to his prophecies, often with unsettling accuracy through analysis and interpretation. A podcast services study revealed unsettling similarities between the pandemic and a quatrain. The sloping park, Great Calamity, is associated with Wuhan, China, a city renowned for its parks, and the site of the pandemic's start. Through the Lands of the West and Lombardy alludes to politically devastated Lombardy, Italy, and other Western nations. Plague and Captivity details international lockdowns, while Fire in the Ship corresponds with a cruise ship fire in 2020. The statement Mercury in Sagittarius, Saturn fading, refers to the virus's December 2019 appearance. Nostradamus' predictions continue to amaze and evoke thought as we negotiate the uncertainties of the 21st century. His work is a monument to humanity's persistent yearning to look into the future, regardless of whether it is viewed as magical foresight or a result of chance alignment. Ray Kurzweil, a technology and futurism pioneer, has always thought that technology can help humans exceed their limitations. Kurzweil, who is 76 years old, is strongly opposed to the concept of death. Instead, he promotes combining the human mind with artificial intelligence to attain immortality. Under his escape velocity theory, technological progress may surpass the rate of aging, thereby enabling humanity to live longer and longer and longer. Though history demonstrates that Kurzweil's prophecies are extremely correct, his predictions are frequently contested. He's pushed limits with his inventions of the flatbed scanner, speech recognition, and synthesizers. Leading an AI lab at Google demonstrates his dedication to a future in which AI improves people and may even allow for digital immortality. The central notion of Kurzweil's theory is the singularity, a hypothetical time when artificial intelligence surpasses human intelligence and fundamentally alters society. According to him, utilizing AI and connecting our brains to the cloud might give people superhuman intelligence and possibly prolong life by centuries. This concept challenges the way we understand awareness and life, pointing to a time when our identities would be preserved outside of biology, when our thoughts were integrated with digital networks. Kurzweil maintains optimism about humanity's future in a high-tech environment, despite the profound consequences of his beliefs. In the future, he envisions AI improving human thought processes to unprecedented levels, while also assisting with everyday activities. In his opinion, the distinction between artificial and biological intelligence will become increasingly hazy as humans and machines interact more and more. Digital immortality. Ray Kurzweil's most recent book, The Singularity is Nearer, presents his revised assessment of how rapidly technology is developing. With the advancement of AI, things that were improbable in the past, such as computers achieving human-level intelligence by 2029, suddenly appear feasible. He is dedicated to using science to transcend biological boundaries, as seen by his discussions about achieving longevity escape velocity, where advancements in medicine continue to lengthen human life. In interviews, Ray Kurzweil has admitted that his vision raises philosophical and ethical issues. Understanding the significance of his forecasts requires an awareness of issues related to consciousness, identity, and existence in the digital age. He believes that when AI creatures exhibit human-like traits and capacities, future generations may find it difficult to define consciousness. Thinking ahead to the future of humanity, Kurzweil promotes the fusion of biology and technology. His vision forces us to reconsider human existence in a world growing more interconnected by exploring topics such as the existential implications of digital immortality or the practical applications of AI. Kurzweil's once disregarded predictions are now a reality. His persistent commitment to the progress of technology and his conviction in the revolutionary potential of artificial intelligence establish him as a prominent figure in the molding of our times. Climate catastrophe. For centuries, prophecies originating from several civilizations have indicated impending tragedies that appear strikingly applicable in light of contemporary issues like environmental degradation and technological susceptibilities. Scientists are now concerned about the environmental instability and global upheaval that ancient prophets like Nostradamus and biblical writings foresaw. The astrologers' warnings are strongly related to current climate predictions. Phrases like dry earth growing more parched and great floods might refer to the potential risks of drought and stronger storms due to global warming. Globally, heat waves are becoming more common and severe due to rising temperatures brought on by greenhouse gas emissions. Because warmer air holds more moisture and worsens rainfall patterns, these changes also raise the risk of flooding. Famous prophetess Baba Vanga foresaw a catastrophic technological failure around 2024. This is in line with the current worries about vulnerabilities in critical infrastructure systems and cyber attacks. The likelihood of a cyber event causing widespread disruption increases as societies become increasingly dependent on linked technology. Global businesses and essential services could be disrupted by the devastation these disasters could bring. Whether interpreted from sacred scriptures or through prophetic insights, these prophecies appear to foresee the difficulties that humanity is currently facing. Ancient warnings of environmental problems appear in climate change, with its hazards of increasing sea levels, harsh weather, and ecosystem collapse. Predictions of a technical catastrophe also show current concerns about cybersecurity and the vulnerability of digital systems that are networked. These predictions highlight the connection between traditional knowledge and modern science, since they could occur soon. They warn us that if we don't address problems like cybersecurity and climate change now, these dire predictions could come true and cause chaos and issues on a global scale. The mark of the beast. In the book of Revelation, chapters 13, 14, 15, 16, 19, and 20, it predicts a mark of the beast. This mark is required for financial transactions and shows loyalty to the Antichrist and false prophet. People are forced to receive this mark on their forehead or right hand by the false prophet, who is speaking on behalf of the Antichrist. It represents devotion to the Antichrist's authority and participation in his domain. Recent developments like biometric systems and RFID implants have raised concern about their possible connection with this prophecy. Even if modern innovations like digital IDs and medical implants are not the mark of the prophet, they do raise concerns about potential future advancements that could meet the descriptions found in Revelation. Different academics have different ideas about what it means. Some say it might be a digital identity, a literal mark, or something entirely else. The number 666, associated with the mark, remains a mystery. It represents the Antichrist, a person whose identity will become clearer upon revelation. The fact that there have been conflicting results when trying to connect it to certain people or historical periods highlights the importance of using caution and wisdom when interpreting these prophecies. While speculation abounds, the exact nature of the mark and its implications remain subject to interpretation until the prophesied events unfold.